Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast, episode 63. I am your host, Movement. It's just me and Jack this week. Say hello, Jack.
Hello, Jack.
That was really weird.
I'm funny, aren't I?
Because I nearly said,
why?
Everybody. Say hello, everybody. It's just you.
It's just me.
Just you. Yeah, there's no Matt. I think Matt's at work this week, and Chris has things to deal with. So, shout out to Chris. Oh, thoughts with you, mate. Big love to Chris. Before we get into all of this week's wrestling, we obviously have to do the news.
News.
We don't remember what we've spoken about in the past because we've missed a week. We do apologise.
Why is that smooth, man? Why is that smooth, man?
Yeah.
Is it because you and Chris couldn't be bothered last week?
No, it's because I didn't watch Raw or SmackDown until I didn't watch it at all in the end. I waited as late as possible to decide whether I was going to watch it or not, and then went, nah, it's trash from what I've heard, so I will not bother. I watched the usual Bray Wyatt stuff and 24/7 Championship on YouTube, and then that was done. So we didn't bother. I know Kev called us out and said, are you monsters? Yeah. Did you not watch Dominion? Yes, we did.
I wasn't here, and that's half the people that watch Dominion.
Yeah.
Not here, so...
the only people of the podcast who actually watch New Japan Pro Wrestling is me and Jack. So it would have been me just talking and Chris going, yep, that happened. So we just decided against it. But yeah, because we've missed a week, we have no idea what news we've spoken about or not. So we do apologise. I'm sure your lovely lot will call us out on it on Twitter or in the YouTube comments or something. Biggest news of the week was All Out. It sold out within 15 minutes. Again...
it's not 2 minutes though. Failure.
All right.
Failure.
Did you see the Double or Nothing? Not Double or Nothing. That's been and gone. The Nightmare Family video where they talked about it, and he's like, "I can guarantee." No, you can't guarantee.
Yes, I did.
I did like that. It was quite good. But yeah, that happened, and
they said they had like 80,000 to 100,000 people in the queue or something.
That's
waiting
mental.
for tickets.
Thing is, it's Chicago.
I don't know how big the Sears Centre is. Is it 15,000?
I don't know, mate. It's Chicago. They're marquee souls. So you're expecting
CM Punk's
to...
coming back, yeah.
Oh, CM Punk's going to be there. Core personality. But yeah, that was good. And we've got Fyter Fest coming up in the next week or so.
It's next week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's next Saturday. So that's something to look forward to. We're going to have to pay for it, unlike those Americans. But to be honest, we paid cheaper for Double or Nothing. I can't really complain.
Damn it.
But yeah.
£9 for a pay-per-view.
£9.
AEW is cancelled. I'm not doing it anymore. It's too much.
Yeah, $9.99,
we should get a free month for every pay-per-view we sign up for.
We should get a free month for just being a subscriber. I mean. Oh, hang on. Sorry, this isn't WWE.
ITV not do it.
I've no idea, mate. I've looked, and to be honest, they haven't put anything on their Twitter. Therefore, it's not official yet. So who knows? New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax is coming up very, very shortly. The blocks were announced. It would be a good idea to get the blocks open now, but while we're waiting for me to find that, John Moxley's not going to be at the Dallas shows. It's been reported, it's not been reported really, it's just a fact. AEW do not want any of their talent to work for any other promotions, even if they're kind of abroad promotions, if they're coming to the Americas.
Fair enough, isn't it?
Which is fair enough, because they want them to have the exclusivity in America, which is completely understandable. So it's not a problem. For me, I don't really care, because he's going to be in the G1 anyway.
Yeah, just,
So-
I don't, are they doing 2 days in America? 2 days? The first 2 days? So he's not going to miss out on much, is he?
I can't seem to find it.
You can't find the blocks. So
I'm on Squared Circle Reddit, so you know this is really helpful. Keep going. Keep doing the news while I'm looking for it.
I found the blocks, mate. Just type
right,
in Twitter.
See, I tried to go to Squared Circle Reddit.
Squared circles. Fucking right. So block A is Okada, Zack Sabre Jr., Tanahashi, Ibushi, Evil and Sanada, Bad Luck Fale, Ospreay, and Kenta.
Moist.
Evil and Sanada would be a good matchup, I reckon. Tanahashi and Okada.
Ospreay and Okada.
Yeah.
Anything with Ibushi in it.
I think Ibushi's probably my favourite to win.
What, from Block A? Or in general?
To win it all, I think. I think Ibushi makes the most sense.
Well, I can tell you from Block A who isn't going to win it, and that's Lance Archer.
He's not even on this list. Oh yeah, he is there. They missed him out for some reason. Bad Luck Fale's not going to win it. Ospreay, no. I could see Ospreay getting to the final if it's not.
Yeah, but are they going to oversaturate him though? I know he's moved to Japan. They love him over there.
Kenta's a big one.
Kenta, yeah.
Nobody really knows.
You never know with Tanahashi either, as well.
He won it last year. Are they going to do 2 in a row with Tanahashi?
Probably not.
Group B, or Block B even, is Naito, which is good that they've split up Naito and Ibushi.
I'm so glad they did that. I don't want any more. I don't want any more neck pains. Thanks.
Ishii, Juice Robinson, Toru Yano, Goto, Jay White, Jeff Cobb, Taichi, Shingo, and Moxley.
Shingo Takagi, my guy. I think he'll go quite far in this. They've booked him and Will Ospreay during the Super Juniors massively. Their match at Best of the Super Juniors final was just unreal.
5 stars.
Did it get 5 stars? Did it?
I gave it 5 stars.
Did Mr. Mel give it 5 stars?
I don't know. He probably gave it more, if I'm honest.
To be honest, it's in Japan, so
lads.
12 stars.
Jay White could do well. I honestly could see a final Ibushi and Jay White.
I think Jay White would be the favourite from Block B because of he's come out and done promos, hasn't he, where he says, I should be already #1 contender, but if I have to do it via winning the G1.
I would like Naito to get to the final, but if Ibushi's getting to the final, I don't particularly want to see that matchup again between Ibushi and Naito.
No.
But I think Ibushi
isn't Okada still who's champion?
Okada.
Yeah, so Okada's not going to win it.
I think the champion's usually in it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or Omega was in it once when he was champion.
Who knows? We'll see. We'll probably make some comments about the G1 as it goes through
when
the
does it start? 12th of August or something like that, does it? I think it's 12th of August.
Must be, because we've got the two Australian shows.
Yes,
You've got the Road to whatever it is. Is it Kazuna Road at the moment?
Yes, I want to say that.
Which I haven't seen any of, but
6th of July. 12th of August is the final, sorry.
Yeah, 12th of August is the final. 6th of July. Potentially, I know this sounds really, really out there. Will Ospreay wins the G1, faces Okada at Royal Quest, and that's where he wins it.
Are they going to have the Super Junior Heavyweight have the heavyweight belt as well?
Imagine that. I bet you can imagine Kushida is over at NXT just going, "What is this? Why? Why did I leave?
What is going on?
Why did I leave?" But yeah, that's the G1, which I was super excited about. Over to WWE news then. Mike and Maria Kanellis have reportedly signed a new 5-year contract with WWE. I sent a DM into the group saying, "Stealing a living!"
It hurt my feelings. You did. Me and you fell out over it, didn't we?
We did fall out, mainly because I don't really care for them. So they are effectively stealing a living, because if they're getting a massive contract...
Maria Kanellis is... I don't really know what she's doing. Mike Kanellis is good, though.
Posting Instagram photos, isn't she?
Pretty much.
That's pretty much all she does. And gets grief on Twitter for it.
Let her do what she wants.
Exactly. Revival have reportedly turned down another contract offer from WWE. Do you know what?
Actually, I've put this down. This was from Sean Ross Sapp at Fightful. But he did come out and said there's a misunderstanding. And I forgot to change it. Sean Ross Sapp.
Okay.
Let me just check his Twitter.
The thing is, though, even if they do leave, I think they could easily go over to New Japan.
Well, Revival, they'll go to AEW, won't they? They won't go anywhere.
Yeah, but imagine the match at AEW, at New Japan between them and Guerrillas of Destiny. Guerrillas of Destiny the other week did a promo and it was hilarious. I think it was after Dominion, where they were just like, "Oh, you."
I do like the promos like straight after the match where they're absolutely knackered.
They're just absolutely. Can hear him wheezing, and then, but no, the one with Guerrillas of Destiny where he called out the Usos, didn't he, at first, and said, "Oi, you're in this cage of WWE. Come over, come and play with the big boys. Come to Japan." And yeah, they were.
Here we go.
Called them
I found the tweet.
Free the Revival.
Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.com, said, "I did not report the Revival turned down another contract offer this week. I said on the podcast that, according to people within the company, they'd not re-signed yet. So they haven't. So
in other words, they could re-sign, or they might not.
They've got an offer on the table, but nothing's happened.
Well, now that they're working with Shane McMahon, everything's going on the up, mate.
Exactly. Tag team champions as well.
Exactly.
Because that's prestigious, isn't it?
Yep. Rusev reportedly has been given time off away from WWE at his own request. He only appeared at the Super Showdown recently. Hopefully it's not too...
he's not doing anything else, is he?
No, not really. And neither's Lana, really. Or is she injured?
Nakamura. No, I think if one of them's going to take time off, they might as well both take time off.
Yeah, maybe. It could be personal issues, couldn't it, really? You never know.
It could be.
And then the biggest news that came out literally today of recording, it's Thursday today, BT Sport have announced that they're going to have a deal with WWE. That means the 30-year link with Sky is going to end in January, and it's going to go to BT Sport. So BT Sport are going to have Raw and SmackDown. It's also meaning that any of the pay-per-views are going to be on BT Sport box office. Thoughts on that WWE initially?
You can get the WWE Network if you're a new subscriber. You can get it for free.
Yeah.
Where you get both Stomping Grounds and Extreme Raws for free. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Mental. BT Sport would have offered more money to Sky Sports. So.
Yeah, true. I was just trying to find it. I read something from Simon Miller. Good old Simon Miller. Yeah, so he said something about how they confirmed from 2020 WWE will air on its channels, including pay-per-views on box office and a same-day primetime re-air of Raw on Tuesdays and SmackDown on Saturday. So that sounds like Raw and SmackDown.
Is that like a highlights package, or?
I have no idea. I have a feeling it says re-air, so I assume if it's a re-air, it's going to be the whole 3 hours or 2 hours, depending if it's Raw.
So it'll be live, and then it'll be re-aired for a normal time for normal people.
And then he also went on to say it's also going to show a 2-hour cut of Raw, and a separate 1-hour cut of Raw, and a 1-hour cut of SmackDown throughout the week. So in other words,
do like half highlights and then highlights.
Yeah, by the looks of it. Most important things that you need to watch. from what he says, he sounds like that BT is proper on board with this and the relationship, and it should be good, or at the very least interesting. He's intrigued, and I think it's coming around the time that Fox has already had the deal, haven't they?
So Fox is coming in October. I can't remember if it's this year or next year. I think it's this year, isn't it? So October of this year, I'm going to assume, and then BT's January, isn't it? Next year. Their first pay-per-view is going to be Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's good timing. To be fair, you'd either want to do you'd either want to do the road to WrestleMania with Thingy. It's I don't know. I'm kind of. It doesn't make any difference to me because I've got both now.
Yeah,
which is really annoying. Because
I mean, if you've got Virgin,
Sky.
You've got Virgin, I'm pretty sure you get both, don't you?
You have to pay
if you pay a little bit
Sky,
extra, you get both.
Which is what we did because I wanted to watch Raw and SmackDown.
Nah, you can watch Doncaster on the telly, can't you?
Which happens once.
I assume Sky have still got that. They haven't got anything else, have they? Sky being shafted by everything.
The cricket might be leaving them soon as well. Yeah.
They'll have F1 and that's about it.
Yeah, they'll just have F1 and football, Premier League.
Bit of football.
But yeah, it's a change. I think Sky, obviously, like you said, didn't offer enough money.
BT just splashed the cash, didn't they?
Yeah, which is fair enough. My biggest worry in the UK though is a lot of people don't really have BT Sport as much as they do Sky. I'd say.
I don't know. I don't know the differences. If Sky are losing everything, then more people are going to get BT Sport. Not necessarily for the wrestling, but there's going to be more content on BT Sport soon. If not already,
they have UFC, don't they? UFC, some Premier League football.
All the Europa League, all the Champions League and Europa League's on BT, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. So I suppose it doesn't really matter too much.
They have foreign football as well, if you're interested in all that.
Yeah, indeed. And then to finish, a bit of sad news this week. Lionheart, who was current ICW champion, sadly passed away yesterday on Wednesday. It was quite a shock to the Twitter universe. He was actually trending in the UK. Hashtag Lionheart UK.
He's a British wrestling legend. Yes.
There's been no confirmation of circumstances of how he died. I think it's been very private at the moment, which is understandable. The family don't want to share too much. ICW actually put out a tweet saying, "Look, please respect the family at this time." So our thoughts and prayers go with them.
Pretty mental because, like you said, he was ICW champion and he just passed away all of a sudden. So
yeah, so
pretty
sad day. But let's move on. Do you want to do questions of the podcast now? Or
yes, because if we don't do Matt's, if we don't do Matt's, he'll kick off.
So we've got 3 questions from Matt because Matt's not here, and one which has been, I think, was a question.
It was a question from someone to Mel, and it was forwarded to us for our opinions by Rob. So
shout out to Rob. He's a regular feature. He props up every now and then in our podcast. Shout out to you, Rob. So, did John Cena unintentionally cause the creative black hole that WWE have by being charismatic enough to make poor material still draw ratings and house show attendances over the last decade?
It's a really interesting way to look at it, because I'm not going to go back and look at all the John Cena promos and whatnot, but I can imagine most of them were crap. But because he was so good at a promo, he could pull it off.
Yeah.
Especially in the Road Dogg podcasts with X-Pac yesterday or today. Road Dogg said that, obviously we don't know if it's true or not because we're not backstage, we're not in the know. He said that with the likes of Daniel Bryan, you can just give him bullet points and we all know how good he is on the mic. But he literally just came out and said that people need to do better at promo skills, pretty much. They need to improve because some of them are crap places. It basically is what he said.
But I can also understand that it's very hard to do promos. Go back to the John Moxley stuff the other week where he's given crap to do promos about. Or,
this is what I mean.
Or it's pre-scripted. Here, read this, but put your character onto it. And you go, what?
It's like, was John Cena the same? But because he's such a company man, he was like, yes, I'm going to do this. And then he made the most out of it, and he actually made it tolerable.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know whether it was purely him. I think we're not going to see someone like John Cena again for a little while. Velveteen Dream, when he's up, quite possibly. Someone with that much charisma.
There's not really many people with charisma, though, is there? If you look at main roster,
nowadays, no.
Roman Reigns is very much deadpan, like, and it's just a bit like... Seth Rollins has a little bit, but again, when he talks, sometimes you can tell it's Vince McMahon speaking.
Yeah. It's all... I think someone said it on a Cultaholic video. Well, I watched one of their news videos, and they said that no one needs charisma because their gimmick nowadays is, hey, look, I'm a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
Whereas John Cena was always like, John Cena is a good wrestler, but no one cared whether he was a good wrestler because he was such a good promo.
Yeah, that's true. Let's go into the questions from Matt then. Was this the best Raw of the year?
No.
I kind of agree. It was good. It was better.
I think
than what we've seen.
It was. I think that's the thing, because in recent weeks it has been trash. Because this week's wasn't trash. It was deemed the best because it wasn't trash.
Yeah. It's like, thank you, finally. Secondly, will Shane take the WWE title off Kofi at SummerSlam?
If it does, I will definitely stop watching.
Network.
I'll put this down. If Shane McMahon wins the WWE title, I will stop watching forever. I might just do a CM Punk and leave wrestling.
Oh, that's going to completely change the dynamic of this podcast, isn't it?
I'll become a full AEW mark.
That is amazing. I can
see it.
doing it.
I can see it happening.
I can see it happening because Shane McMahon's the best in the world.
He is.
And then finally, how shit will Seth Rollins' chairs match be at Extreme Rules?
Very, because it's probably going to be against Baron Corbin and all chair matches. It's going to
be a chairs match, isn't it? Him throwing a chair around, it's going to be a chairs match. Yeah, now that Matt's put that question out there, I've just had that realisation and gone, oh. Remember the last time we had a chairs match? Oh wait, it wasn't a chairs match. It was a street fight between Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose. They just had lots of chairs.
Disgusting.
I'm sure there's been one after that, but
I was thinking about putting this as a prediction, but I'm not. Don't think I'm going to. Or shall I? No, I'm going to put it as a prediction. I'll tell Matt and Chris afterwards. I think I'm going to leave it for a prediction. Just add a little extra spice in there.
Oh, okay. Spanish. It's a bit spicy, that one. Should we get into Raw, SmackDown, and NXT from this week?
Yes.
We've already said that Raw was the best one we've seen for a while.
It was certainly up there. It was.
Yeah. I'm going to kind of steal this from Gorilla Position because I completely agreed with it as I read it. The Gorilla Position said this is probably the first Raw where everything flowed from start to finish.
Yes. It felt like a wrestling show.
Everything linked together. So you obviously started with Seth Rollins. It was Elias, wasn't it? Elias came out and was saying he was going to reveal himself as the referee. Then we saw Seth Rollins with his chair, beat him up with the chair, and then he said, look, I'm not playing games anymore. Anyone who aligns with Corbin is going to meet a similar fate. And that was just a theme throughout the whole night. Him wielding a chair and just attacking everybody who was associated or going to be guest referee.
It was like standard Attitude Era shows where storylines would play out throughout the night, not just one segment.
And they'd play out through other segments as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Then after the Seth Rollins opening, we then had the Fatal 5-Way elimination match, which was going to be for the number one contender towards the United States Championship at Stomping Grounds. So Strowman, Ricochet, The Miz, Cesaro and Bobby Lashley. I thought it was an alright match. I enjoyed it.
It was an alright match. I kind of switched off because, slightly afterwards because of how quickly Cesaro got pinned. I was annoyed at that.
Yeah. I genuinely, I think I was sat watching it and I kind of shouted it aloud whether Alice was listening or not. I said it to her anyway. Cesaro getting pinned that easy and Bobby Lashley getting pinned that easy is not good.
Bobby Lashley I don't care
Cesaro,
about. You could jog on.
I know, but
because I didn't watch live.
Bobby Lashley's a big strong boy. So.
I didn't watch Raw live this week because I decided to go to bed at a normal time. But I woke up at, I think it was like 8 or 9 o'clock and watched it. And that was one of the first things I was like, I could just go back to bed now. This isn't a great start. But it did bounce back, and I liked how they kept Strowman strong with 3 men pinning him.
Yeah.
But it was a bit weird with Ricochet with 2 heels.
Yeah, because they obviously were going to beat him up afterwards by the looks of it, or it looked like that way.
Oh, they just rolled out,
especially because Cesaro and Ricochet have had matches together, and Cesaro has obviously played the heel in that. It was very odd. The winner was Ricochet, so he beat Strowman, Miz, Cesaro, and Lashley. Finally, Ricochet's getting something out of being on main roster for once, which is good. We will see whether. Well, yeah, it will be. I don't think he'll win, potentially, but
spoilers for predictions.
Spoiler. But yeah, it was good. Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans. I think this was a bit of a lull in the show for me.
I forgot what happened.
I don't know exactly.
Was this
Becky
a video
Lynch
interview, or was that last week?
No, that was probably last week because I don't remember a video interview.
Oh yeah, Lacey Evans steps into the ring and Becky hit her. I remember that.
Yeah, and just standard Becky calling her whatever it is. What's she call her? A plank.
Plank.
And Lacey Evans just calling.
I've got my Becky Lynch shirt on.
Good boy, good lad.
I've worn it for 2 days. 2 days in a row. Because I'm a top lad.
Top boy. Soon to be the wearer of a Gorillas of Destiny t-shirt, hopefully.
Come on,
yeah, it's. I don't know. I think it's because I'm not invested in Lacey Evans that I don't really care.
I don't think this feud has been great. I don't understand why Lacey Evans has got another opportunity.
Because she's blonde and got boobs.
And there's no fucking women on the roster at the moment, it feels.
Well, is Ember Moon SmackDown?
Yes. Yeah, she is. But it's wild cards, mate.
Dana Brooks injured.
Oh, yeah. Dana Brooks cracked her nose open or something, didn't she? Or cut her head open.
It's either that or Alexa Bliss, isn't it not? Or Nikki Cross.
Alexa Bliss is with Bayley, isn't she? So you're having a raw person going over to SmackDown, which is brilliant.
Cool.
Yeah. It's just, they've had one match. Becky won. We don't really want to see another match, I don't think.
No.
But we're going to, so we're going to have to put up with it. I'm sure it'll be another average 2.5 to 3 star match.
That's optimistic. Daniel Bryan and Rowan were one of the wild cards this week. Talking of wild cards, I think there was at least more than what is it?
I've given up caring, mate.
3.
To be honest.
Well, there's definitely not 3 this week.
I think there was 8 on SmackDown.
There was at least 8 on SmackDown this week. Yeah. So they made their way to the ring. They talked about Raw. They picked on LA for whatever reason, as always. He said that he was going to beat Seth Rollins up. Then they walked off. Then the Viking Raiders just came out and interrupted their exit and had a match against Randy and Russ Taylor. Jobbers.
Good to see
I'm fed up with them beating jobbers.
It was the first time we've seen them, minus Saudi show. First time we've seen them in weeks.
I didn't watch the Saudi show, so I didn't even know
they got eliminated quite easily by someone. I can't remember who.
Cool. But yeah, it was a typical squash match. Lasted all of probably less than 5 minutes. And then after the match, we had R-Truth and Carmella in disguise at ringside. R-Truth holding a baby, like not a real baby, like a child's.
It's a real baby. It's real to me.
And it was quite funny. I like the 24/7 stuff because it's not just in the shows, it's obviously all over Twitter and
it's how good this has run out. I think someone says, I can't remember who, but someone reported that people are backstage are surprised at how well the 24/7 stuff is doing because the people doing it aren't strictly scripted, and it's like, wow, people who aren't scripted are doing really well. That's unbelievable.
That, isn't it?
Wow.
Well done, Vince. It's.
You just look at the YouTube views and you see how fucking well it's done.
Exactly. There was the one the other week where it was like they were going to Saudi Arabia and.
The one where he got pinned.
Jinder Mahal pinned him on the tarmac before they got on the plane. Then got on the plane and then forgot that R-Truth was getting on the plane with him. And then R-Truth pinned him while he was asleep. And then ran to the toilet. Hid in the toilet. That video, he's just like cuddling it.
That video of him getting pinned on the tarmac got 5 million views in 24 hours. The Undertaker and Goldberg promo before Saudi Arabia got 3 million views in 24 hours. So you're thinking two massive names got 2 million less views than R-Truth getting pinned on tarmac.
I love it. I really like the stuff. I like the R-Truth because he's just silly with it. He's a very silly character anyway. He calls it the European 48/7 title, whatever
TV
it was
title.
this week. TV title, yeah. And then he's been hiding in boxes, and Drake Maverick doing YouTube videos to try and find him was quite funny.
We'll talk about Drake, Big Drake later.
Big Drake, yes, we'll talk about him later. And then the bit with the stuff with Carmella is quite funny. Like Carmella, that's the other bad side of this is that Carmella's not really doing a lot, but she is at the same time.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
She's not doing anything for her as a female wrestler, but she's adding to this 24/7.
It's doing a lot for a character, maybe.
Yeah,
giving her a bit of diversity, but yeah, in terms of wrestling, not much.
But the amount of times that I think they need to start finding more interesting ways to do it on the show. I think YouTube, brilliant. In the show itself, they're starting to slowly use the same template. Up
until SmackDown, when all that stuff happened, I thought this week was the weakest week for it. I wasn't really intrigued.
Was it this week or last? Was it last week where they did the elevator?
Last week was the elevator, which I thought was really funny. And EC3 finally spoke, and it was incredible.
Magical.
I loved every minute of it.
And then this week was the obviously hiding in plain sight. Funnily enough,
last Monday was elevator, and then SmackDown was he got trapped in that box, didn't he? How was that?
Yeah. It was quite funny because he was sat next to Ice Cube's son.
Was he?
For the show? Yeah.
Shout out to Ice Cube's son.
It's in LA, isn't it? So, yeah.
Shout out to Ice Cube.
Shout out to Seth Green as well. He was there.
Was he?
Good old Seth.
Big Seth.
He was, yeah. But again, we then moved on to the Kevin and Sammy show, which was going to reveal who was the special guest referee. Turns out they introduced EC3. He then got attacked by Seth Rollins, and the New Day interrupted, which was brilliant because they kind of did like Weekend at Bernie's.
I don't know what Weekend at Bernie's is. What the hell's Weekend at Bernie's?
Weekend at Bernie's is a film, I believe. I only know of it because of How I Met Your Mother. But in How I Met Your Mother, they hold Barney up when he's like so drunk that he can't move. So they hold him up and they react and make his arms move and make him look like as if he's awake and alive.
So all I'm hearing is EC3's even more buried now. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I don't think he could, but he's got more back.
You could say that. It's just when every time he did, he's like, "Do you agree, EC3?" And he's like, massive head nod, and it's just like, oh, poor bloke.
Poor bloke.
This boy was like prospecting NXT, could win the NXT title. He's been was he TNA champion?
He was TNA champion a lot.
And look at him now. I bet he's thinking,
when does my contract end?
Why? Yeah, why? And then they announced a 6-man tag team match, which was best 2 out of 3
Why?
falls match.
I don't.
No, I don't.
Well, they had a real boner for 2 out of 3 falls this week. I don't know why.
Oh, don't get me started on it. And then that happened straight away, and it was won by
New Day.
New Day.
Yes, it was
2-0, I believe.
Yeah, both were whitewashes this week. Both 2 out of 3 falls. I don't understand.
What's the point? Yeah. Paul Heyman promo, standard
Good promo, isn't it?
Pretty much just usual spouting of rubbish. We then had a backstage segment with AJ Styles and the club. AJ Styles pretty much just called them out on how rubbish they are. Take that, boys.
Yeah,
we used to be friends, now I think you're trash.
Well, they're trying to build up for this. They're doing a show in Tokyo, aren't they? Where the Bullet Club and Triple H are getting together. No Finn Balor in sight.
Oh yeah.
I'm just looking on Twitter. Sorry to. But obviously it's Drake Maverick's wedding today, and he's got a picture of him with a load of the boys, including Braun Strowman and EC3, who is his best man, and they're posing with the title.
Someone pin
on his wedding day. EC3 is there. Pin him.
Someone pin
I'm pretty sure that's Braun Strowman in the back.
Is there a ref there?
There isn't a ref there. I don't think. I mean, one of them could have a zebra shirt underneath their suits. So
that's amazing if they do that.
I don't recognise anyone else.
I've just seen it. Imagine if someone who pinned him wasn't actually a WWE
That's what they should do.
Just pinned him.
I'd be mental.
That'd be hilarious.
Get back on track. I've been distracted by Drake Maverick and his big gold belt.
That's you all week, mate. You've been distracted by Drake Maverick.
True.
Absolute stanning.
See, I agree with. If someone replied, if EC3 doesn't roll Drake up during the first dance, I'm going to be very disappointed. So true.
Do it during the ceremony, mate. Don't wait for the first dance. Just wait till he says "I do." Pin him. The priest is actually a ref. That'd be awesome. I'd love that. Oh dear. Yeah. So the Usos had a match against the club. The Usos won. Gallows and Anderson
because
are buried.
They got cocky. Got cocky. So
yeah.
And then the Usos, the best tag team in the world.
They are.
Destroyed them.
Best. Usos. Roman Reigns did a promo. Yeah, cool. I don't know. I think it's because I've seen Drew and Roman at WrestleMania, and then we've seen it recently, and I just like.
We had another match. What was it? A few weeks ago when it ended in DQ, didn't it?
Yeah. Again, we've got this family stuff as well. McIntyre's like, "Oh, mate, I'm going to put your family through lots of crap," and it's just like, yeah, whatever. Because this is where they were having a backstage thingy, wasn't they?
VIP party.
VIP party, which Roman trashed later on. Was it later on?
It was during this promo.
Or is it during this promo? So we ran backstage, took out everybody. We also forgot to mention 3MB is dead.
Yes. Rip. I really he proper. I thought he was actually being sincere. I got worked.
Yeah, you got worked.
I got worked, and then he just planted Heath Slater's face into the wall, and I was like, "Oh, I got worked."
Best part of that bit as well was just the Revival trying to steal the money.
They pocketed all this cash. They pocketed
all of it. I love that. It was funny. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss had a match against the Iconics. The Iconics are brilliant. Yeah, that happened where Bayley came out, just stood there.
I really like this dynamic with Bayley. She's she's doing
like
heelish.
tweener,
she's doing heelish things, but unintentionally.
Yeah. Or is she? Is it?
And she's being worked by Alexa, but wants to prove that Alexa is lying to Nikki, but by doing what she's doing, it's just working Nikki into a shoot. It's really interesting. I'm really into it.
It is interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, the Iconics won because there was outside shenanigans by Bayley unintentionally.
And Nikki Cross got mad. I want to be in your corner at Stomping Grounds because I want to get a paycheck.
Yes. The main event was Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan. It nearly didn't happen. It went into a disqualification. Then the Usos came out, New Day, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, The Revival, and it just turned into a brawl. But they were banned from ringside. They restarted the match. The match was good.
It was good. It was less than 10 minutes, which I was sad about. Because two people of that quality shouldn't have less than 10 minutes, but it was still good for what's on there.
Yeah, Rollins won. And then after the match, Baron Corbin attacked him with a steel chair and left him lying. And that's how, gave an end of days, and that's it. End of show. I've read this week as well that Daniel Bryan is, when his contract's up, he's gonna become part-time, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know if he's gonna retire or he's just
be
gonna
on that
part-time.
Randy Orton contract.
I think he's going to be on something like that. I think he'll still wrestle because obviously there's no.
Just do less house shows and shit.
You're not going to be cleared and then wrestle for a little bit and then go, I'm done now. You're going to try.
Yeah, we'll do what AJ and Randy are on. Just be on the weekly shows. Not like miss out once, 1 week in a month or something, and then do 2 house shows a week instead of 4 or 5, whatever they do. Wouldn't surprise me.
I think we've gone back to standard Brock Lesnar as well. He wasn't there.
Good. This is how it should be. Because now we don't know when he's going to cash in the Money in the Bank.
True.
So I prefer this.
Yeah. SmackDown. Oh my goodness. I thought it was awful.
It was alright.
The opening promo was way too long.
It's an opening promo.
But it was way too long.
I think it would have been fine if it wasn't Dolph Ziggler.
The amount of times that I heard the word steel and cage in a promo was ridiculous.
It's just Dolph Ziggler, man.
Did you know it's a steel cage match,
No,
Jack?
I thought it was Hell in a Cell, mate.
Did you know?
I'm honest.
Did you know it was a steel cage match? Because they said it 42 times.
Ziggler, man, I'm telling
you. Yeah, I just think Dolph Ziggler did his promo, then Kofi did his promo, and then Dolph Ziggler did the promo again, but he did the promo that he did previously, but with different words. Why?
Ziggler.
Oversaturation. Nonsense. Get rid of it. That's my rant over. But Ziggler had a match with Xavier Woods, and yeah, Ziggler won.
Yeah.
Cool. Alexa Bliss did a moment of bliss where Bayley was there. She was like asking for a coffee. It turns out Bayley was drinking it.
Evil bastard.
Absolute savage. Yeah, and then Bayley was then called a bully. A brawl happened. Yeah, cool.
I've got nothing to add to that.
Really. I've got nothing to add to that.
I'm just really interested. I think, like I said earlier, heelish things.
During the night, during the night, we still had people vowing to be special guest referee. Matt Hardy came out of Baron Corbin's office, which it seems like now. Who else was lining up? Shelton Benjamin
and the B team.
And the B team. The B team had a match then later on with Heavy Machinery. Daniel Bryan and Rowan was on commentary. Obviously, it was just Daniel Bryan. Rowan didn't even really need a headset, did he? Really? What a waste of time.
No, good. That's part of his character. He doesn't need to speak. He's got a man like Daniel Bryan.
The B team are just the B team. It was funny for about 2 weeks, and now they're just nothingness. But Otis and Tucker got the win, and
they're facing Daniel Bryan and Rowan at Stomping Grounds.
Yes, and Seth Rollins then attacked both Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas with a steel chair because they were interested in the special guest referee thing.
Continuing storylines. It's pretty simple.
Continuity.
WWE. They might not be very good storylines, but at least continuity.
Yes.
Not forget things after a week. Not bad.
No, that is true. The Miz and R-Truth versus Elias and Drew in an elimination tag. So this started with McIntyre and Shane doing a promo. The Miz interrupted. He declared that he's responsible for now what has become the best in the world because he was injured for the first time in his career. He feels he's responsible.
Can we just get to the tea, sis? Miz spilt some tea.
Yes. Shane McMahon then announced Miz would fight Elias and McIntyre in a handicap match. Shock horror! A handicap match, everybody. This is 2019 WWE. We love a good handicap match. And then he had to find a partner within 10 seconds. So McMahon was like, oh no, actually, I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to actually let you go and find a tag team partner. But you've got 10 seconds to do it. Oh, cheers. This is when R-Truth emerged from below the ring.
Just out of nowhere. What are you doing, mate? Just stay under there.
And he's like, Truth, I pick you.
Awesome Truth like, What's is going back. On? Yay.
Awesome Truth is back, yes. This was a standard, really,
wasn't it? It was an elimination tag team match. And they got whitewashed. What's the point then?
Yes, and obviously it turned into a handicap match. Anyway, so what's the point? Yeah. Truth then had to run off because everybody was coming for his 24/7 title. And then
Shelton Benjamin grabbed it and started running around a bit. The big weirdo. Watch the product.
Yes. Yeah, it's the fact he's running around with it. Everybody's chasing him, and they're just going, "Well, no one's going to win."
The refs there, like, "What are you doing
with it? What are you doing, mate? You're going to pin him." And then he got the title back, ran off. And then as this was happening, Shane McMahon helped deliver lots of Claymore kicks.
He wasn't doing them.
He took 3. No, he didn't. But he was helping.
Holding the Miz up. Because we love to beat up the Miz.
Also, I forgot to talk about this on Raw. Did you see the Miz's t-shirt on Raw?
Is the one with his dad? It's pretty trash, isn't it?
I was like, should we get one for Chris? Chris, do you want a Miz t-shirt with Miz's dad on it?
I'm sure he'll love that.
He'd love it, mate. He'd love it. Yeah, and then main event of the night: Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in a 2 out of 3 falls match. You what? We had this on Raw.
What was the end? How did it finish, Smoothman?
It finished with a 2-0
really?
match, mate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Surprising that.
And then nothing really happened after the match, I don't think.
No, it went straight off there.
Which was trash. Yeah, so the only other bit that we need to talk about with SmackDown was R-Truth running out to the parking lot area, shouting after Carmella. Carmella, where are you?
Next to the production trucks.
And she was there, right next to the production truck. Car drives up, a referee gets out, he's been driving it. It's his car, apparently.
Yeah.
He says that at the end. It's his car.
Truth says to him whether he's an Uber driver and a referee.
Yeah, I did like that. You're a taxi driver and a referee? What? And then turns around, sees Carmella, and then, come on, Carmella, get in the car. And roll up, pin, turns out straight back.
Everywhere.
Yes. Yeah, I did see those.
Drake Maverick finally.
God. And then he said, and then he got in the car, drove off. I've got my wedding this week. I'm off. And then he's like, no, that's my car.
He's finally done it. He's fulfilled what he's been doing for weeks.
The prophecy.
I popped like a little bitch at like 1:30 in the morning or whatever it was. 2:30 in the morning. I was like, Drake Maverick, give us a fucking get in there, Drake. I love a bit of Rockstar.
Yes. And as you've already heard, he's holding it at his wedding. So watch this space on the YouTube channel this week because something could happen.
That's what it should do. He should lose it if he doesn't lose it at his wedding and then regain it straight away. His wife needs to pin him. Funny. His new wife needs to pin him. I don't know. His new wife needs to pin him, become the new 24/7 champion, and then Drake Maverick rolls her up and wins it back and then runs away from the wedding. It needs to happen.
Indeed. We'll do predictions now, and then we'll talk about NXT and NXT UK because, spoiler alert, I've caught up with every single NXT UK for the last 5 weeks.
Wow.
It was horrible. It was a long slog. I skipped quite a few sections. But yeah, so let's get into the predictions. I lost at NXT TakeOver, shock horror, and therefore I am going first. It's going to be me, and then I will do Matt's. Then Jack's going to do Chris's and his own. Let's get into it then. So
you owe a tenner now. It's not even £5. You owe a tenner.
I do owe a tenner. I do. When I get paid.
You owe a tenner.
It's happening, mate. It's happening, mate. Well, you might as well wait because it might be 50.
It might be, yeah.
Next week. So who knows? So first match. Okay then, New Day versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I assume this is pre-show. That's hence why it's first. I'm gonna go with New Day because they lost this week. Oh no, Woods lost this week, so I've got New Day. I
don't know. Have you seen what they've put? I don't know what they've gone for, so we could be in some surprises here.
Matt has gone for New Day, and his reason is: does anyone even care?
No, Matt. Good question.
No.
Chris has gone for New Day, and his is Big E's first pay-per-view since injury. Simples. I've gone for New Day because it's a new day. Yes, it is. Next.
Cool. WrestleMania rematch for the 324 millionth time.
Not exaggerated.
Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Do you know what? I don't know. I think Drew, because didn't Roman win at WrestleMania?
He did, yes.
And the last time they fought, it was a DQ. So I just think Drew McIntyre's going to win. Matt has put Roman, and he said Roman has to win, surely. Good analysis.
Christopher has gone Reigns again. I don't know who that is. I'm going to assume it's Roman. He went nah.
No comment.
I'm going to go for Drew McIntyre as well.
Oh, nice. Good 2-2 split.
Because I had reasonings. If Drew loses, he might as well leave the company. He will be buried to shit. And Shane's going to get involved in some way. So it's either going to be Roman disqualification win, which they've already done, or Drew McIntyre wins via shenanigans. It's Drew McIntyre.
Cool. SmackDown Tag Team Championship, Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus Heavy Machinery. I think it's way too early for
I assume everyone's going to have the same
to win it. Therefore, I've gone for Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Matt has gone Yogurt Knitters.
Yogurt Knitters? What on earth is a yogurt? I hope he explains
it. That is Daniel Bryan and Rowan. His reasonings are these are not my opinions when I read this. So you vegans out there, don't hate on me. This is Matt. Matt said, I fucking hate vegans. I can see Brian sat in the woods knitting his own yogurt and making Brie Bella go forage for his food while he tells everyone how much of a wonderful person he is. That said, him and Rowan won't lose here. That is the best. That is a great comment.
Tactical analysis I think I've ever come across. Chris has gone Daniel Bryan and Rowan, pretty much the same reason as Roman. Nah. I've gone Daniel Bryan and Rowan because, like you said, you can't really have them lose the belts now. It'd be a bit weird.
Indeed. Cruiserweight Championship match. Tony Nese versus Drew Gulak versus Akira Tozawa. I haven't watched 205 Live, so this is a stab in the dark. I think Tony Nese is going to retain. Matt has also gone for Tony Nese. He's gone, it's too soon to take this off him.
Was that?
Which I kind of.
Chris has gone for Drew Gulak. Ooh.
Fuck
it. Belt change, innit? Cheers, Chris. Thanks, mate. I'm going to go for Tony Nese as well because I think he will lose it at SummerSlam to a Canellis of some sort.
I do understand Chris's thoughts because Drew Gulak is Cruiserweight Champion.
I would love it. Drew Gulak is a bay of mine.
He's sick.
But
sick,
I can't see him winning it just yet.
No. United States Championship, Samoa Joe versus Ricochet. As much as I would love Ricochet to win this, Samoa Joe is going to kill him.
I hope he doesn't kill him. It'd be a bit awkward viewing.
Obviously not that kind of killing, but...
there he is. Samosif Joseph. We'd love it.
Samosif Joseph is what Matt's gone with. Ricochet can take a loss to Joe if they allow him to have the match. This can be. I have visions of Joe catching him from the 6:30, not letting him roll off, but dragging him into the Karakuna clutch or whatever it's called.
That'd be an interesting spot. Chris has gone for Ricochet. Chris is going out here.
Whoa!
Chris has gone for Ricochet, and he has gone, will confirm the burial of Joe even more. They love Ricochet, hate Samosif Joseph because he's a fat, apparently. Mental. I'm going to go for Samoa Joe.
Top level analysis tonight from the absent bad.
I'm going to go for Samoa Joe because I think Ricochet is going to have a really good viewing here, and I wouldn't imagine this will be their last match.
Cool. SmackDown Live Women's Championship, Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. I think Bayley, and I think with this new heel style persona, I think shenanigans are going to come into play. I don't know how. I think it's going to be inadvertent shenanigans, including Nikki Cross, but we will see. Matt has also gone with Bayley. He says if Bayley loses, she's dead, and they don't trust Alexa with the titles yet. Hence her in Bayley's first defense.
Chris has gone for Bayley as well. I assume he's gone for pretty much the same reasonings. Bayley got that ass and momentum. Not time to hand title over. Thanks, Chris. Thanks a lot.
GG's.
I'm going to go for Bayley because pretty much like what Matt said, they're not going to put a belt on someone that keeps on getting injured.
Yeah, completely agree. Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans. Becky Lynch is winning because Lacey Evans is trash. That's Meaden. Matt has gone with Becky Lynch as well. Hopefully Becky ends Evans' career so we don't have to watch her anymore.
So you want...
I've got the same idea.
So we're going to have Ricochet die and someone's career end. Brilliant. Becky Lynch for Christopher because... LOL.
You literally put LOL.
I'm going to... See, I didn't know about this one. I was in two minds, but I'm going to go for Becky Lynch. I was tempted by Lacey Evans to win, but disqualification. Becky goes a bit mental, but bottled it, basically. I'm going for Becky.
Yes. WWE Championship Steel Cage match, Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. If this was a year ago or more, I would have picked Dolph Ziggler without even thinking about it. Because Dolph Ziggler is bae. Obviously, I would love Dolph Ziggler to win this match. But I know it's not going to happen. because
imagine if it did.
Ziggles.
That'd be mental.
Oh, it'd be craziness, mate. I would actually really hate myself for not putting it. But do you know what? Let's just do it anyway.
You're gonna go for Dolph?
I'm gonna go for Ziggler.
Mental.
Pure giggles. But in my other opinion, if Kofi wins, Shane McMahon's gonna take it off him.
Yeah. Either way, it's not gonna be great, is it? You love going for Dolph Ziggler, don't you?
I do love going for Dolph Ziggler. I'm gonna keep the Dolph loving going. Matt has gone with Kofi as Kofi, not Kofi as well, because I didn't go for Kofi. He went for Kofi. We will get a third match at Extreme Rules, and I'll tell you how this match finishes. Dolph knocks Kofi down and starts climbing the cage. When Dolph is at the top, Kofi gets up and starts climbing. Dolph swings his leg over and goes to drop down, but as he does, Big E catches him so his legs don't touch the floor. Everyone pops like a little bitch, and Kofi drops to win.
I'd quite like to see that, yeah.
Good, Matt. Maybe
as long as Big E's alright and to catch someone. Chris has gone for Kofi. Ziggles got nothing behind him. He is a placeholder in a pointless feud. Get rid. That's actually some good analysis there, Chris. Like, not just lol.
Because I know he's right. I know he's right, and I've picked Ziggles.
I'm going for Kofi as well, because
if Ziggler
wins, fair play.
I think all three of you should do a forfeit.
What? And if Ziggler wins, you should do a forfeit. Is that what you're saying?
No.
If Ziggler loses, even you should do a forfeit.
No.
Don't know how that works, mate.
It works because Ziggler.
If he wins,
is life.
I will do a Jaeger bomb shoey. There you go.
While we're at Kev's thing.
All right, yeah, sound. I'll do an alcoholic shoey. There you go.
While at MGPX Live, that'd be awesome. Universal Championship match: Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin. Seth Rollins to win. Thank you very much. Nothing else to see here. Matt has also gone Seth Rollins. He's put, my only worry is that Brock might be the referee. However, I can't see Brock bothering to turn up to an E-level pay-per-view. If Corbin wins, people will genuinely stop watching the product. Not that anyone does anyway. Yeah, I think I'll ask your opinion on the referee in a minute.
Chris has gone for Seth because his opinion was really, I don't mind Corbin, but this is just a wank. I'm going bold.
You're going for him?
I'm going to go for a no contest. No winner from this match. Because I think someone's going to cash in. I don't know if they're going to win when they cash in.
If he's going to cash in and doesn't win, there's something wrong, right?
I would imagine so, yeah. But I just got this gut feeling.
Because if you go with the list of people who've cashed in and not won, Damien Sandow, Baron Corbin. If you add Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar,
and John
to that
Cena.
list,
John Cena didn't cash in.
And John Cena, yeah. If you put, John Cena's different though. But if you put Brock Lesnar in that list, you go, hang on.
I think
something wrong here.
If there's going to be something to save this pay-per-view, I think a cash-in has to happen. So I'm going to go. There's no contest in the match because Brock Lesnar's cashed in. So if Brock Lesnar cashes in during the match,
whether he wins or loses, he's cashing in.
No, so the prediction is for the match between Seth and Baron.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So it will, if Brock Lesnar comes in and cashes in, I'm going to say that is a no contest for that match.
Because it is.
Because then there's another match which is a triple threat, which then Brock Lesnar will then pin Baron Corbin, saving Seth Rollins from getting pinned. Unless they give the title to Baron Corbin.
Do you know what? Do you know you've said that now? Remember how Seth Rollins won the title when he cashed in at WrestleMania? He cashed in. Roman. It was a triple threat match. He pinned Roman. He didn't pin Lesnar, did he? He pinned Roman. I'm sure that's what happened. So that would be like continuation of that story from
neither want to pin each other when they
ago?
Cash in. Unless they have Baron Corbin beat Seth. Everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And then Brock Lesnar comes out to be the biggest baby face ever. So yeah, it's for Seth Rollins versus
that sentence in 2019.
Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin. I'm going to go for a no contest because I think there's going to be a cash-in. Like I said, bold.
Cool. Referee. Who do you think it'll be? I've heard mumblings on the Twitterverse of people suggesting it's going to be Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt? That would certainly...
People have been going, Bray Wyatt, and I was like, why would he align with Baron Corbin?
Because that would insert him into the top title feud. I don't see why not. It'd be a bit random.
My other question about... I've got another question about Bray Wyatt, which I'll get to in a minute. But I genuinely think the referee could be potentially Shane McMahon. Or Lesnar. I don't think you could pick anybody else.
This was going to be the other prediction. Who will be the ref? But I think with Matt thinking it would be Lesnar as well. I think we're all pick Lesnar. Because I was thinking Lesnar as well.
I'm trying to think of somebody else who's heel on any roster, both Raw and SmackDown, and I can't think of one. I can't think of anybody. All I can think of is Shane or Lesnar.
Unless it's like Bobby Lashley or someone like that. Just make it really interesting. Wow.
Or just Paul Heyman.
It could be like they say before the match, oh, Brock Lesnar's the ref, and then Paul Heyman comes out and is like, Brock Lesnar's not here actually. And then they're like, right, then you'll be the ref. And then later comes out Brock Lesnar to cash in. It was all a ploy after all.
Interesting. The other thing was, we didn't really talk about it, the Firefly Funhouse. I think that's it.
I was thinking that was it. I think he's debuting next week. Pretty sure.
Or on Sunday.
Yeah.
I genuinely have this question in my head of, do you think he should wrestle with the mask on?
Yes, I think he should.
Do you think that he should?
I think he should do promos normally and then wrestle with the mask on. I think that would make complete sense.
Or he flips between the two whenever he feels like, but then that seems like
a bit convoluted, doesn't
it? Demon Finn Balor.
I think he should, for the time being, when he wrestles, which I don't think should be very often, but when he does wrestle, he wrestles in the mask. But when he's backstage, he's like happy-go-lucky Bray Wyatt.
I find this very hard to predict right now.
Which is good. Should be.
Which is good. My biggest worry is if he's going to have this this Jekyll and Hyde, because that's effectively what this is. It's Jekyll and Hyde. I don't want him to be like Finn Balor.
No, that wouldn't make much sense.
He'll wear it at a pay-per-view, or he'll wear it on a one-off. I think if he's going to be the Fiend, it needs to be one of those things where he can flip between the two within matches as well. So all of a sudden, he's Bray Wyatt, happy-go-lucky, and then all of a sudden, you just hear follow the leader or whatever it is, and then the lights go off or it goes all weird like Bray Wyatt stuff does, and then his mask.
I think you could
imagine him doing the crab walk with that mask on when someone turns round. You would absolutely pap yourself.
The really, really worrying thing I'm thinking at the moment is they're going to put him with Aleister Black when neither man could lose. If either man loses, it's just the end. It's just like, oh my god. And that's what I'm really worrying. That's what's going to happen.
No. The thing that I've kind of seen people suggesting is they're not going to be in a match together. they're going to be together as a duo. Because he said, I'm going to open the door. I think he said something like that in his promo. I've not watched his promos because, to be quite honest, I saw Aleister Black talk and was like,
yeah, he's talking about
open
the door and saying someone come in.
He's been talking about opening the door. Bray Wyatt saying, "Let me in."
Ah,
open the door, let me in. So I was like, do you know what? That makes complete sense. And Aleister Black is very edgy. With
moody
tattoos,
is what Michael Cole called him. Moody.
Yeah, moody. But I don't think it'd work. Bray Wyatt needs to be...
Because this is the thing at the moment. We don't know what brand he's on.
Bray Wyatt is not on a brand, that is true. But he's also very much... I think this needs to be him on his own. I don't think he needs a family. I don't think he needs a partner.
Yeah.
My other suggestion is... I know this is going to be completely out there and it's not going to make sense. But do you know, like, the tag team that are in AEW?
Yeah, the weird one.
After it went dark. And they had minions.
If it was that, but with kids, I think that would be creepy but awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking minions in general. But you could... What I could see happening is you have kids wearing those masks.
Yeah, something like that would be great.
Because I saw another tweet of the guy who made his mask, and Bray Wyatt had paid him a visit. So, like, that opens up endless possibilities. If it was me booking it, definitely make 20 of these masks for children, like, not really young children.
Yeah,
I mean, like
10, something like that.
Yeah, get them to wear it, and then when the matches are on, they just appear.
And then you could have like wrestlers, children, backstage crew's children. Get them involved; they'll love it. Put on a mask, best thing ever. They might get a little bit creeped out, but
although it might creep them out a bit. But I just think that from what's happened so far, it's been absolutely top notch, absolute top draw quality wrestling. It is very. I've seen that it's getting on later and later.
They've put it in the third hour of Raw, like before the main event,
and that's because they've had complaints,
which is funny as fuck.
Which is believable, because you turn around and go and turn that on. Like, when I put it on, Alice is like, turn it off. I was like, why? This is the best part of Raw. And she's like, no, turn it off. I don't like it. And I was like, why? It's like, because it's just freaky. I was like, that's the point.
Can you imagine when Undertaker debuted, or when Kane debuted? People were shit scared.
Do you remember when Kane took off his mask and went
people
crazy?
Were shit scared.
Shit crazy.
It's the same thing. We haven't got enough of that in wrestling. People should be scared.
I know nowadays people are like, this gimmick of turning up and scaring people when the lights go off means nothing these days because people know where they're hiding. I was like, yeah, but if you saw the lights go off, you go, shit's about to get out.
Yeah, because it's usually Undertaker, like fucking Undertaker. The gong's going to go off.
Like, imagine using the ring spot that the Undertaker used to use, but the Fiend doing it. The Fiend with his mask on, hand through the ring, just appearing with his head going, let me in, and then runs off. That would freak me out, watching that.
Oh, I'm getting all tingly.
It's just, this is the best thing about main roster WWE.
But it's also the scariest thing, because how are they going to ruin it?
It's also this, yes. How will you ruin it? I've just seen the time, and we've got NXT and NXT UK to discuss. So should we get into it? NXT, I had to catch up on last week's and this week's at the same time, because I missed last week's. This week's, we started with the Undisputed Celebration, so all of them came out to kick off NXT. It's the first time we've seen Adam Cole after his win. It was quite a nice segment, this, because you had interruptions.
It was funny, serious, and got the story across,
yeah,
which was very good.
The promo from UE itself was very good. It says, look, we're not going to be threatened by any WWE
not
person.
Even
we're not going to be threatened by William Regal or Triple H. He called
crowd
Triple H
were
out
mental,
and
like, you fucking what, mate?
You what, mate? Then Velveteen Dream's music hit. He came out and
said he wanted to touch Adam Cole. What a guy.
He says no one. It's the fact that Adam Cole earlier said no one can touch us, and he said I'd like to touch you.
What a guy!
I love that.
What a guy.
Again, brilliant from Velveteen Dream. He said he'd like to take both.
Pulling a Naito, isn't he? He wants to have both. The greedy bastard.
He wants to have both. We then had Matt Riddle. He pretty much said that he's got a beautiful face.
When Adam Cole says you should go back to reviewing Attitude Era stars, and the crowd was just like, "Oh my fucking!" Then they shouted Goldberg.
Did you see Matt Riddle?
He was just there, like,
well?
and
like,
the crowd are chanting Goldberg. It was like, "Yes, get in there."
Continuity, I love it. And then Tyler Breeze joined in, and
it's just good to see Tyler Breeze.
He was saying that he built the brand, etc., etc. And it was great. The Regal kind of made the match, but Tyler Breeze kind of delivered it. I don't think he needed him to come out. It wasn't needed. So that was for the main event. So it's going to be a 3-on-3 tag match. We then had
was it Mendoza versus Damian Priest?
Damian Priest versus Raul Mendoza. Damian Priest used to be called Punishment Martinez.
In
right?
Ring of Honor, and he had a match in NXT under Punishment Martinez.
So I was like, they were all like, he's the first time we're seeing Damian Priest. I was like, we saw him weeks ago. He was Punishment Martinez. Get it right, Mauro. But I actually like this character.
Yeah, that's decent. I like to see where it's going.
I'm actually intrigued by it. He's got this. He's calling himself what is it? The Archer of something.
I can't remember.
I can't remember what it was.
I watched it earlier on. I can't remember.
He's got this. Yeah, he's doing a lot of archery style stuff. Like his entrance. That's how his entrance Titantron came on, which was pretty cool. His music's very good. I like it. It fits his character extremely well. Yeah, the match wasn't long.
I don't think it should be. Raul Mendoza's a little cruiserweighty guy, isn't he? And Priest is a menacing big bloke.
That thing where he caught him outside the ring. So hang on, before that, Mendoza ran across the top rope,
like, all the way across, pretty much, wasn't it?
Like all the way across. Like he didn't just walk like the Undertaker does, holding someone's hand. He ran across it unattended, and did some flippy stuff.
Mad guy.
But then there was a bit where he tried to do a torpe suicida, I think, and Priest just caught him in a chokeslam grip and then just chokeslammed him on the apron.
Did you know that's the hardest part of the ring?
Beth Phoenix at least said it 3 times. So yeah. And then he does like this spinning. It's like an Insiguri, I think, spinning kick, where he spins a lot, and he's got long legs.
He's a big, lanky lad, isn't he?
He's not a tiny guy, is he? He's a massive mountain, and he just comes in and does this kick, and then he's got like a weird cutter style thing. So he gets them in like a reverse DDT position, doesn't he? And it's a bit like the DDT that Velveteen Dream has, but it's not quite the same, I'd say. I'd say it looks a lot like... what's his name? Jay White's finisher. The Switchblade's not called the Switchblade, is it? What's it called?
I don't know. I can't remember. I've only watched
Blade Runner.
That's
it. Blade Runner. Yeah, I think it's very similar to that.
Yeah, I think if I'm trying to remember Jay White's finisher. I think it looks From what I remember, yes.
I enjoyed it. We then had Xia Li versus Tanara Conti. I was kind of in and out of this match. It looked alright.
I mean, good. I'm glad that we're getting some mid-card talent, if you will, getting some airtime. If only some other
talent that
people did that. Vince, not bad.
The only thing is I'm quite glad this isn't Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah, so we're all in a winner there. And then we had the announcement made by William Regal.
Oh, the Breakout Tournament.
The Breakout Tournament. So this is the Performance Centre trainees. I think it's the most recent ones. It's a lot of the names that we've heard. It's Shane Strickland's one of them.
They're not called that anymore.
But it's not called that. It's called something. It's still called Swerve, but I don't know what his actual name is. I think it's like something Smith, Isaiah Smith.
They all just sound like generic names. It's a bit shit.
Generic name. It's like Superstar 45, the Blade, or something. Baron Blade.
Baron Blade.
Go on, Baron Blade. Yeah. So who's the other one? The one that was in TNA.
DJ Z.
The other one. Who's the other one? Who's in
TNA? ACH? Was it something like that?
Is it Tommy Lee?
Trevor Lee.
Tommy Lee. Trevor Lee. That's it. I know wrestling things, innit? There's a guy in there who looks like as if he's like a murderer.
A murderer?
Do you know the one who he's got blonde swiped hair and he's wearing like a big over, like, not dungarees, but like a leather version. And he looks like as if he's a murderer.
BTEC Darby Allin? That's what you're trying to say?
No.
I can't remember.
No, he's like...
I don't know who you're on about.
How do I explain... What's his name? Knockout...
Breakout Tournament.
Breakout Tournament NXT. I'm sure his name is something I've never heard of. But I kind of seen him on Twitter.
Oh.
Dexter Loomis.
What was his original name?
He was in Impact, I think. Sam Shaw.
Never heard of him.
So in this picture that I'm going to send you, he's wearing like these.
Come on, for our audio.
Half.
Come on.
For our audio listeners, he's wearing like jeans with like leather, like leathery, plasticky thigh pads.
Is this a kinky fetish of yours or something?
And they're red. Like, hang on. How do I visit the website? And then I'm going to send it to you. Because you probably could describe this better than I can. But yeah, he looks like some sort of butcher murderer person. Where's Twitter gone? This is really professional. I'm really glad.
I'm just waiting for this picture, mate.
I'm the best host in the world. I'm trying to open Twitter because I didn't have it open. I did have it open and then I got rid of it. Professionalism is such a thing here. There you go.
Finally. It's not even a proper picture, it's just a link. Jesus Christ.
No, because it's easier.
Oh, he's got the moustache guy.
So
if you said he had a moustache, I would know who you're on about.
I couldn't see the moustache, to be fair, under his big nose. But yeah, he's a very red man. He's got red like patches on his trousers, but he wears.
He looks very veiny.
He wears an apron.
An apron. Is that dungarees to an apron?
He wears an apron, but it looks like an apron that a butcher has, like a leather one.
Like what Bray Wyatt used to wear when he was with Matt Hardy.
Yes, but it's red, and he looks like he's gonna murder somebody, like some psychopath.
So he's a BTEC Bray Wyatt. That's what you're trying to say.
No, because Bray Wyatt's weird. He's not weird. He just looks like a psychopath.
So you're saying psychopaths aren't weird?
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Bray Wyatt's a weird psychopath. This guy's just
a normal one.
Run of the mill.
As opposed to a weird one, he's a normal one.
Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good podcasting right here. But yeah, I've seen him on Twitter. Apparently, he's good at drawing.
Like Bray Wyatt. So he is BTEC Bray Wyatt.
Who else is in it?
Jonah Hill. He's got a new name. He was in Ring of Honor, I think, off the top of my head. Don't quote me on that.
Right, let's go through the names because this is probably easier. I've got it. Will you stop refreshing, Paige? Thank you. So we have Dexter Lumis, who we've just talked about. Bronson Reed, whoever.
What's their original name? Do we have original names? Bronson
Reed, who used to compete as Jonah Rock.
I'm pretty sure he was a Ring of Honor guy, and I'm pretty sure. Do you know? What's the guy's name? No,
Jeff Cobb.
His manager. I'm pretty sure it's his manager. I've put in bloody Jonah Hill, haven't I, on Google? Not Jonah Hill. I'm not trying to look for 22 Jump Street, mate. Jonah Rock was his name, yeah.
Yeah. So.
What's his manager's name? I'm pretty sure it's his manager.
Cameron Grimes, who previously went as Trevor Lee. Dexter Lumis, formerly known as Sam Shaw. Apparently, Sam Shaw used to be in TNA as well. He's been in the rings. He's a 13-year veteran, apparently. And he's in NXT.
So this Jonah Rock used to be in PWG, WXW. He wrestled in Progress for a bit, Rev Pro for a bit, Noah, Pro Wrestling Noah. So not Ring of Honor. Everyone else but Ring of Honor. Cool.
So you said Ring of Honor and he's not wrestled at Ring of Honor but everywhere else. I love that. So Angel Garza, who used to be known as Humberto Garza. Don't know him.
I assume they've got rid of Humberto because of Humberto Carrillo. It's the only way I think of that.
Yes, yeah. Boa, who's from Beijing, so I assume he's one of the when they did the first set of China tryouts.
More than likely. Yeah.
We've talked about Jonah Rock, Cameron Grimes, Trevor Lee, Dexter Lumis, I'm sure. Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Shane Strickland.
So he's still got the swerve, but he's no longer
Shane Strickland's such a good name.
But he was Evolve champion. I know. Joaquin Wild, who is previously DJZ. Why? I don't understand. Jordan Miles, formerly known as H. ACH.
Cool.
That's it.
I think
I've just started
Shane Strickland's the only one I've properly watched before. And he's really good. So
the matches, they've announced the first round matches.
Yes, the bracket is out.
So it's Lumis versus Bronson Reed. Shane Strickland, I'm going to call him Shane Strickland, I'm sorry. Versus Cameron Grimes. Angel Garza versus Joaquin Wild. And Jordan Miles versus Boa.
If Shane Strickland doesn't get to the final, I'll be pissed off. Because the winner gets a title opportunity as well.
Any title opportunity.
So Shane Strickland should be winning that.
Probably North American, if you're going to be quite honest. Unless it's someone like Shane Strickland.
That'd be pretty mental. Win that, and then out of the blue just beats Adam Cole.
You know what, mate? Going to be good, mate. But yeah, that's a new thing that's happening. I actually like this. Because it's actually shown... Because we always see these talent on NXT Twitter, and you're like, who is this guy? Or they put it on Instagram as like a story, and you're like, who is this guy?
Yeah,
I don't know who that is. And then now you actually get to see them in a tournament. Whether they stay on NXT weekly after that, who knows? But if they're going to get a title shot, that's awesome. And then finally, the six-man tag match. Which was really good. I liked it a lot.
I like the combination as well. I don't know why.
The amount of charisma in that team with Dream, Riddle, and
I liked
Breeze
how
was unreal.
Kyle O'Reilly wasn't in it. Because I think most people wouldn't have put Bobby Fish in it. I liked how Bobby Fish was in it. He got kneed in the eye, didn't he?
Massive black eye.
I can't remember what happened. Was it a moonsault from...
it
Riddle
was off the rope,
and
Riddle's
kneed him right in the eye. Yeah, he got a proper black eye from it, didn't he? Mental.
Yeah, he did. It was interesting. Undisputed Era
Which
won.
is
Roderick Strong getting the win, which
Pin
is
over Dream.
Dream, which is interesting.
Adds to that story, which is good. It's almost like storytelling's easy.
Are you watching Vince McMahon? Apparently, he does watch, according to his Twitter.
Lies. He doesn't run his own Twitter.
Live. No. But yeah, it's one of those things where 6 amazing wrestlers with one outside the ring. Yeah, very good. Setting
it just shows how much talent,
potential matches.
How much talent is there?
Yeah, there's a lot of potential match combinations in there that you could.
We just saw at the last take how good Riddle versus Strong was. Dream versus anyone could be excellent. Tyler Breeze has just come back. He's hot coming back. We all know how good Tyler Breeze is. I'm trying to think who would work best. I mean, a Dream versus Breeze versus Adam Cole would just be excellent, I think. But anyone versus Adam Cole is going to be excellent because it's Adam Cole.
Tyler Breeze being utilised to his potential.
It's almost like if you put him on TV and storylines, he flourishes.
Yeah,
mental.
But
mental.
Such is the modern world of WWE on main roster. NXT UK. This is, in my opinion, I said this to you earlier in the DMs and I didn't really do my argument any favours. I don't like it being at the Download Festival and then being recorded. I don't think it is. Because they did 2... Bearing in mind, Download Festival's 3 days. One of the days had NXT talent on it. Like Adam Cole, etc. But obviously all the NXT UK people were there. I genuinely think if it's 3 days of wrestling, because it would have been 3 days, surely.
I don't know, mate.
If it's a 3-day festival. I've never been to Download, so I wouldn't know.
See, Chris would know if Chris was there. Chris has been a few times before, I think. Chris, let us know.
By the power of
See, bloody hell, he's just dropped in the DMs. That's creepy.
That was
Jesus
weird. Yeah, so I think there's going to be at least... I don't know how long they record, like how long they had their sessions for. And if you think it was 2 days in Cambridge and everywhere else, that got you, 3 to 4 episodes?
Glasgow was like 6 weeks, I think. 6 weeks worth of episodes.
Was that 2 days, though?
I think so. They did quite a lot.
There was a lot of filler in it, though, wasn't there? There's a lot of, 10-20 minute promo packages.
Oh, there's a lot. There's always a lot of promo packages in the chat.
But yeah, it was very weird. I think a lot of people who went to watch this know of wrestling, but don't really watch NXT UK. They know of British wrestling, but not watch this, because the way that some of the reactions were, when Walter and Imperium were doing their promo, it was the weirdest interaction with a crowd I've ever seen.
So they cheered him?
Because they were like, where's the wrestling?
They were probably all pissed up as well.
Yeah.
They were probably all pissed up as well.
Oh yeah, they've all been either on the Toot tour and smashing.
They've taken something. Just say that much.
Yeah, and it was just like, so they were going, they were shouting that. Then they were shouting, "Who are you?" to Alexander Wolf.
Fabian Eichner.
Bartel. No, yeah, Fabian Eichner. Then they were giving off to Alexander Wolf by shouting sanity at him. Poor bloke.
Leave him alone.
And then they were shouting for Pete.
At least they were vocal, I guess. It's the main thing to take from it.
Yeah, it was just a bit odd, and I think having promos and doing a taping at a festival.
I guess in an episode, it might not work. But if this is the only promo from, if it is like 4 weeks of shows, this is the only promo in the ring. So it's the only promo that they've seen. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the night started with Kenny Williams having a match against Cassius Ohno.
Oh no!
Standard Cassius Ohno match. He wins.
Standard.
Imperium. I like their matching tracksuits, and the fact it says where they're from.
Top blows. It's just it's awesome to see. BTEC Ring Camp. It's awesome to see.
BTEC Ring Camp. It's very interesting. I like it. I do like it. Alexander Wolf, because I watched that one yesterday when I was catching up, and I kind of knew that it happened and then forgot, and then when he turned up I was like, oh my god, that's actually, he didn't get the pop that I expected.
I don't think people knew who he was because he wasn't on TV for ages. He got a semi from it. Mental.
Got a semi-decent. Yeah, he got a semi-decent pop from the people who know who he is. And their promos are very much about, this is a sport. Which is very odd to say WWE are ones for not calling it wrestling and calling it entertainment. I do like it. They call it a sport. We're going to protect the sport that we love.
Even Alexander Wolf said professional wrestling, I think, which is a big no-no. Can't say that. But when one of your main guys is Johnny Wrestling, I guess you get away with it a little bit.
I think you kind of have to do something different with the UK, because the UK do call it wrestling.
We're not numpties. We don't. No one's going out their way to call it sports entertainment unless you work for WWE. Let's be honest.
Yes, that's true. Travis Banks then told Walter he needs to bring everything he's got, because he did a bit of a promo on the top, because obviously he won the Fatal 4-Way. We then had a recap of watching Gallus attack the Hunt, because the match was coming up later. The Noam Dar backstage segment stuff where he's wearing a massive coat because it's absolutely chucking it down, it's full of mud, and then him saying, look, I've got this wing because he's got this massive coat, and he's like, I'm going to take you under it. It was quite funny. I did like it. Gallus versus the Hunt, to be honest, I skipped it. I'm kind of getting a bit bored of Gallus.
Nothing to write home about.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's Gallus and their theme is trash.
It's alright, it's a bit of a banger.
It's alright. They're a bit of a banger. They're just them. Ugh.
I think it's because they're not doing much.
And Wolfgang, they're not doing much, and they deserve so much.
Well, no, because
they should have been. The Coffee Brothers should have been the first NXT UK Tag Team Champions.
But then again, I'm not against
after
Grizzled Young
Royal Albert
Veterans
Hall
being Tag Team Champions either.
No, but after the Royal Albert Hall, I'm a little bit disappointed, because I kind of was like, these look badass. Give them a tag team title in NXT UK. Do it.
Yeah, and then combine that with the way that having Walter debut killed off Joe Coffey a little bit.
Yeah, that buried him very much so. We've got a tag team match coming up in the next 2 weeks against Grizzled Young Veterans.
And the team that broke up and are back together. NXT UK continuity, lads.
What continuity is that? It's because they have months off.
They
between
forget.
tapings.
I'm going to give Tyler Bate a singles run. Has one singles match. Right, that's it, mate. Tag back with me now.
Yeah, we've seen enough, mate. But yeah, I'm sorry, but watching Radzi doing...
Mate, leave him alone. You're always bullying him.
An interview. I can't, because his back, I just can't take him seriously. You're Blue Peter, mate. I'm sorry.
He's just doing a job, mate.
I know you love him. I know he's doing a job, but he just doesn't sound convincing when he talks. He just sounds like he's patronising. You are going to be in a match next week, guys. How do you feel?
Wow.
It's just like, wow, you're on Blue Peter this week. Here's one I made earlier. No, I can't help it. And then the women's battle royal.
Oh, me and Matt are scrapping over this.
Yeah, I've heard.
We're scrapping.
Or read.
I'm not happy.
On Twitter. They're scrapping. Because Killer Kelly...
Rhea Ripley eliminated Killer Kelly.
Shocking.
Which, if I'm honest, is just disgusting, and I've cancelled the network.
Disgusting?
I've cancelled the network over it because it's just disgusting behaviour.
And then you tweeted Matt saying, "Me and you will fight for our
We'll
babes."
fight in the honour of our favourites over this. Matt didn't accept or decline, to be fair. He just said he wanted to see that match, and I couldn't decide whether he wanted to see Killer Kelly versus Rhea Ripley or me versus him.
Maybe we've got a big pay-per-view event coming up in July that we could book a small wrestling ring that you two could fight in. So as well as doing a shoey,
only if Dolph Ziggler wins,
we'll book a match.
I mean, quite possibly.
That'd be amazing. We'll get in contact with Kev. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Kaylee Ray won. They did the usual.
To be fair, I actually forgot. I actually forgot she was in.
I did not.
You did not? No, I completely forgot. I was too incensed through Rhea Ripley eliminated Killer Kelly. So I was...
Yeah, I can imagine that. Jazzy Gabbett got an absolute mauling from the crowd.
Where's her bollocks? I believe were one of the chants or something similar to that.
This is 2019, ladies and gentlemen, and the crowd were clearly too much heavy on the toot that they decided to start giving grief to a woman who just looks a little bit manly.
She, on the indies, she was called the alpha female, to be fair, so she is a very big lady.
Oh, okay, well, she is. She would crush me in an instance. Yeah, it was, so the people who were in it were Rio, never heard of her. Kanji, never heard of her. Candy Floss, don't get. Weird. Jazzy Gabbert, Ginny, Killer Kelly, Isla Dawn, Nina Samuels, Piper Niven, Pop, love Piper, she's awesome. Rhea Ripley, and then Zaya Brookside. Ginny is a very conniving little bitch.
You've described the character quite well there. Having watched,
because
she was. I don't know if she still is. I haven't caught up on Progress. No, Jordan Grace's Progress from it. She was Progress Women's Champion for quite a while through being a evil bastard. I'll say that much.
Because she's literally just riding the coattails of Jazzy. So Jazzy does all the work.
She comes in and eliminates.
And then, like the tag team match last week, was, oh, you've just done your finisher. Tag me in, pin. I win.
It was all me.
Cheers. It was all me. And then this week she eliminated somebody, I can't remember who, after Jazzy absolutely destroyed them. So I was like, oh, cool, that happened. But yeah, Kaylee Ray won. So
Kaylee Ray versus Toni Storm should be a fantastic match. They've probably wrestled countless times before.
I love the fact as well that WWE NXT have such a good partnership with Stardom. Because they're letting Toni Storm go out there all the time.
But she can't wrestle Bea Priestley. Because she's AEW, mate. So they're not letting her wrestle her.
True. Even though they're
best of buds well, and both top players in Stardom, I think. Top guy.
Yes, mate. But yeah, that was NXT UK. Do you know what? Now that I've got back into it, I've missed it.
I told you.
I have missed it.
It gets better every week.
Yeah.
Especially with Walter in. Oh my god, it's Walter!
Yeah. CM Punk 2 hours ago has just put out a tweet, which is quite interesting. Since I can't have fun and tweet about movies or baseball without you telling me about wrestling, question for you: why do you spend your time on something you hate? If it's so bad, leave it. I did. Works wonders. I look forward to the intelligent discourse.
He's working, everyone. We're going to hear Cult of Personality in August.
Yeah. That is it for this week, unless you have AOB. No other business.
Do you have any other business? Well, there you go then.
I don't think. Unless you want to talk about Dominion quickly. If you missed it.
We better not. It's lengthy with just two of us. We'll probably hit the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, that's true. But my bae, Will Ospreay, what a guy. Best of the Super Juniors and IWGP.
Best wrestler in the world.
Love that man. Best wrestler in the world. But he's moved to Japan officially.
I saw his video of leaving Nando's. I think you sent it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I was like,
heartbreaking
oh my God,
stuff.
This is hurting me so much. It's heartbreaking. I'm gonna cry. And then I saw him tweet that he was on the plane, and I was just like, man, he's actually moved to Japan now. That's it.
Young Essex lad done good.
Now living out there. I can't believe it. I'm so devastated. Oh well, never mind. Once again, thank you very much for listening to the podcast this week. Please make sure you follow us on Twitter at BadBookersWP. Make sure you check out our nice website, mainly populated by Jack, badbookers.com. There's lots of reviews of Raw, SmackDown, NXT over on there. 205 Live as well, I believe. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. I can't even speak. Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast. Lots of snippets from each week's podcast, including predictions. Watch this space for any more upcoming videos. There'll be one in August, definitely.
Yes, I will be.
That's a massive day. Massive day. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Jack, for being with me today.
Silly me.
Bye.